Imagine walking down a small town street in America more than 100 years ago. What would you see? Horses, wagons, carriages. Back then, owning an automobile was a luxury, something only the wealthy could afford. But one man, Henry Ford, had a bold vision. Cars shouldn't be just for the rich. Cars should be for everyone. From that simple but revolutionary idea came the Ford Model T, a car that didn't just change transportation, it transformed society, industry, and even the way people lived their lives. Henry Ford was born in 1863 on a farm in Michigan. As a boy, he was fascinated by machines and mechanical devices. In 1903, he founded the Ford Motor Company. At first, the company made cars like the Model A and Model B, but they were expensive, and only a small number of people could buy them. Ford kept repeating one idea to his team. I want to build a car that is strong enough for the farm, simple enough to repair, and cheap enough for the working man to buy. That dream soon took shape in the form of the Model T. In 1908, the Ford Motor Company introduced the Model T. It was simple, durable, and designed to handle rough American roads. It had a strong steel frame, a 4-cylinder engine, and a design so practical that even the owner could fix it if something went wrong. People gave it a nickname, the Tin Lizzie. But the most revolutionary part was the price. For a time when cars often cost $2,000 or more, the Model T was introduced for just $850. For the first time, the average American could imagine owning a car. And that was just the beginning. The real magic happened in 1913. Ford introduced something the world had never seen before, the moving assembly line. Before this, building one car took over 12 hours of hard work. With the assembly line, that time dropped to just 90 minutes. This was a revolution. Workers didn't have to build the whole car anymore. Each person had one small, specific job, and the car moved along the line from one station to the next. The result? Costs plummeted, efficiency skyrocketed, and prices fell dramatically. By 1925, the price of a Model T was just $260. Suddenly, car ownership wasn't a luxury anymore. It was an everyday reality. And Ford didn't stop there. He doubled his workers' wages to $5 a day, an unheard of amount at the time. This not only gave workers better lives, but also allowed them to buy the very cars they were building. What Ford didn't just transform the car industry, it set the standard for modern mass production across the world. The Model T didn't just change the car industry, it changed America. Suddenly, rural families could travel to cities quickly and easily. Towns became connected. New businesses appeared, gas stations, motels, roadside diners. Entire industries were born because people could now travel long distances in their own cars. The car culture of America began with the Model T. Families took road trips, young people gained new independence, and the automobile became part of everyday life. For millions of people, the Model T represented freedom. The freedom to go anywhere, anytime. The Model T wasn't just popular, it was record-breaking. By 1927, over 15 million Model Ts had been sold. For nearly 2 decades, it was the most recognizable and widely driven car in the world. In fact, at its peak, half the cars on American roads were Model Ts. But no success lasts forever. By the 1920s, competition was catching up. Companies like Chevrolet offered cars with more style, more comfort, and more features. The Model T, simple and practical, began to feel outdated. In 1927, Ford finally ended production of the Model T. But by then, the world was forever changed. The assembly line method spread to every industry: textiles, electronics, appliances, making mass production the foundation of the modern economy. The Model T's legacy wasn't just about cars. It was about making technology accessible to ordinary people. From the smartphones in our hands to the cars we drive today, every product we use owes something to that idea. The Model T didn't just move people from one place to another. It moved society forward.